A lot of people associate devaluation with discard. I mean, you hear it all the time, devaluation and discard. Because during the discard stage, of course, with a narcissist, they're going to devalue you because that's their way of really ultimately pushing you away. But did you know that the narcissist has been devaluing you your entire relationship? Whether you guys were together romantically or whether it was in your family. They were devaluing you the whole entire time. The only reason you didn't notice it was because of the trauma bond that you had with them. So every time they cracked jokes about you and they were really more bordering insults, you didn't like it, but of course they're telling you you're too oversensitive and they were just joking around. They were really devaluing you and trying to mask it with they were just cracking jokes. Or during those little times they would pick fights with you and they would say mean and hurtful things, only to eventually come around and apologize because they wanted you to know that they didn't mean it. They're sorry. They were truly devaluing you, yet they knew that at some point, if they didn't apologize, then they wouldn't be able to get what they want if they wanted something later along the line. Or the times that they really didn't value your opinions or your thoughts and ideas. Or if they really didn't respect who you were as a person or what your ideals were, what your beliefs were. If they just looked at you like you were just a statue, just sitting there. You're meant to sit there to look pretty. You're not meant to have a mind. You're not meant to talk. You're not meant to be mentally and emotionally independent. You're meant to speak when they tell you to speak. You're meant to move when they tell you to move. And of course, the familiar stage that most of you are familiar with, the double standard. See, that's a form of devaluation as well. Because the things that they wouldn't want you to do because it would hurt them, it would bother them, it would make them feel some kind of way, they'd go and do it themselves anyway. And anytime you opened your mouth about it, or anytime you said anything that negated their behavior, well, all they had to do was just throw on some gaslighting, and if you really pissed them off, they'll give you some narcissistic rage. Devaluing does not necessarily mean that it just took place at the discard. It means that it was going on the entire time you were in the relationship with a narcissist or in a family dynamic with one. You just didn't notice it because every single time something happened, they would apologize or they would do some form of a grand gesture just to get you to think otherwise. Guys, the only reason everything seemed so shocking was because at the end, their true mask fell off completely. And they were no longer gaslighting you because they didn't care. So just keep that in mind, guys. It's my time.